All right, more food fight at the Republican debate. And still, Anna, I think, has the best point, which is that they've had almost no policy discussion outside of our planes are too old, our military is weak, and imagine if a Democrat said our military is weak.
Right.
Right? And insulted our troops that way.
They're insulting the troops, are they not?
Right. Now, which then leads to, and so they're, I guess, assume their policy position is spend even more on the military when our military spending is more than 8 other largest military spending combined. Okay. So that's their brilliant idea for how to waste your taxpayer money, not get your kids an education, not get you health care, not get anything you need in your life, but to take the world's largest military in history and make it slightly larger. Wow, brilliant thinking.
Jeb's big argument was that we don't have enough troops, especially because they're stretched thin with all these deployments.
Yes.
Stop deploying them.
Stop deploying them.
Right? Like a good way is to not invade countries that we shouldn't be invading.
Yes.
And not getting involved in these wars in the Middle East, but we continuously get involved and we continuously spend money on the military because there are vested interests that want us to do that.
Yeah. I think that Jeb would know a lot about our overextended military. He did, after all, spend most of his holidays with his brother.
So
it came up every once in a while.
We have, they have to estimate how many military installations the United States has globally, and they estimate it because they can't count because a lot of them are secret. They estimate over 1,000 military installation. 1,000.
No, but Jimmy, if we just had 1,010, then people would respect us.
Well,
right?
new ones.
Right now, Panama's thinking of taking, Key West as we speak.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just an island sitting right there with such a weak-ass military.
You ever see the map someone did of all the military installations we have surrounding Iran?
Yeah.
It seems like there's about 10,000 of them. Because they're Saudi Arabia, they're in Iraq now, they're also in Turkey, right? They're everywhere. We're everywhere in Israel. We're everywhere in the Middle East.
Bahrain and around there too, yeah.
Yeah. So now, of course, the big fireworks were around New York in this segment of the debate, and Ted Cruz came out and said, in his usual smug way, Donald Trump has New York values. I don't think a lot of conservatives come out of Manhattan. And then Trump said, oh, yeah, well, when 9/11 happened and the towers came down in New York, I think a lot of people were
crushed.
Believed that
crushed
that New Yorkers were real Americans, and the look on Cruz's face was precious.
There was a split second where it looked like he was going to tear up. He looked so visibly uncomfortable.
He got shaken, man.
He did get shaken.
That was inside of his body.
By the way, it's funny because they all talk about strength, including Ted Cruz. If you were strong, I would fight back against that statement immediately and nip it in the bud, right? Like, I would just immediately say, that's not what I was talking about. I was specifically talking about social values of liberals and how we disagree with that. If you want to exploit 9/11 for political gain, go ahead and do it. I don't know why they don't fight back. They hear 9/11 and they all shit their pants.
Well, first of all, it's Republican 101, but that also goes to John's point. Whenever Donald Trump pushes them around, they don't push back.
They don't push back.
They could. Yeah, they could. On the poll numbers, John's been saying all night. Trump says, "Oh, I'm beating you in all the polls." Cruz can say, "No, I'm up in the last poll by 8 points." He doesn't say it. 9/11. Hey, why'd you exploit 9/11? No, he doesn't say it. He cowers. Instead, he gave that face of like, "Oh shit! Why didn't I think of that? Oh my God!" But that was as good an elbow from the sky as I have seen in any of these debates.
Only because for some reason, if you mention 9/11, you win.